dad was dead against cricket in those days when I started playing. In those days, education was more important than playing a sport. And coming from a middle class family, education was very important, and always used to say that you better concentrate on your studies. He'll play his last game in Chennai. We're hoping that he'll continue as far as CSK is concerned. As long as MS wants to play, the doors are open. Initially, we had discussions with both Rudraj, the captain, and also MS before we decided on the retentions. We were very clear that the players who had helped the team to grow, who had stabilized the team in the previous years, were the ones who are very important for the CSK team to continue further. So we thought,
do you think we are seeing him play without any restrictions? Is he that my boy who we have seen in 2008, 9, 10?
yes.
When he just walked out and hit
Yeah.
every ball.
He never used to have any harsh word or tell them that they've not done well, they've not played up to the mark to any of the players. It's a great franchise to be with and a great owner to be working under.
Hi, I'm Ambati Raidu. Today I am going to interview a very, very special person who has been with the Indian Cricket Administration and Indian cricket, fully involved for many, many decades, and is the CEO of one of the most successful franchises of the IPL. So, Kasi sir, welcome.
Good evening. Great
Good
to
evening.
see you again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, I have a few questions for you.
Sure.
From a cricketer to CSK CEO, can you please tell me about your journey?
See, I started my career in a district center. My father was working in India Cements at Chinaveri, near Chinaveri. So, even from those days, India Cements used to sponsor cricket in a big way. And I learnt my cricket there. We had a coach by name K.S. Kannan, who was a former first-class cricketer. And he used to be there throughout. And we had a good beginning in the basics of cricket at Tinaveli. Then I started playing for the schools and then the districts, combined districts, and then went on to play for the state schools. And I did my university also in district. So beginning of my entire career was only in a district center. Then I moved to Chennai, and where we played for the university, and I also played for Jolly Rovers, the first division team of India Cements. It was quite a good journey in the sense that the basics and the culture of India Cements' patronage to cricket helped me to grow later in my administration.
Can you please tell me about your family members' love towards cricket and CSK? How does it run in the family?
As far as the family is concerned, my dad was dead against cricket in those days when I started playing. In those days, education was more important than playing a sport. And coming from a middle class family, education was very important. And he always used to say that you better concentrate on your studies and less on your sport. But over the years, as things changed, my wife and my mother used to started seeing the matches of CSK later on. Basically, there was good support in the sense that nobody objected to me from either playing cricket or being involved in cricket in my career. In that way, I think I have been very lucky with the family.
Okay. Who has been your biggest mentor who has supported you throughout your journey?
See, I have, to be precise, I have one Mr. T.V. Swaminathan, who was my boss in India Cements, who loved cricket so much and who patronized and who was following cricket throughout, not only in the country but also for other countries. Like, he used to see, follow the county cricket, then the Australian cricket, everything he followed. And even, he was a very great supporter of the team, India Cements team. He used to encourage me a lot. And he was the one who, actually, I was working in the class department under him in India Cements. And at that point of time, when we started, after my playing career was over with Jolly Rovers, he thought I'll be a better bet administering the cricket teams of India Cements. So that is how I got into the India Cements administrative side. After that, slowly, because of Mr. Srinivasan being there, see, as far as cricket administration is concerned, I don't think I have to talk anything more than saying that yes, he's the best, and he was my mentor for administration. I started working under him, and it helped me to grow in taking decisions, and also how to manage people. The most important thing in life is to manage the team. That I got to know under his leadership.
Fantastic, sir. Sir, now coming to the IPL retentions. So we all know that the auction list includes 4 released captains. So it's Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Sam Curran, KL Rahul have been released by the respective teams. So I don't want you to go there, but I want you to tell us how important is the core and the culture at CSK, and how you have managed to keep the core intact for such a long time.
As always, you know better than me about the CSK culture, in the sense that we have always tried to have the core of the team. Initially, we had discussions with both Rutraj, the captain, and also MS, along with Fleming, before we decided on the retentions. And we were very clear that the players who had helped the team to grow, who had stabilized the team in the previous years, were the ones who were very important for the CSK team to continue further. So we thought, of course, it will be very easy to, decide on the retentions. Rutaraj, Jadu, who has been a great who had a great impact on CSK. Then MS, you don't have to talk about.
Yeah.
And Shivam Dubey, whom we had groomed, and MS had groomed.
Yeah.
So we thought we should stick with them. And as all of us know, Pathirana is going to be a bowler who will be really very useful for any team he goes. So we thought he'll be another one whom we can retain. So we also knew that if we have those retentions done, we may have a smaller purse to go into the auction, which will mean that we will not be probably able to compete with other teams for getting the best of the Indian players, like whoever has come into the auction. The big names who have come into the auction. We will still try, but I don't think it will be easy for us to get them in the auction. But we still have the confidence that we will be able to get into a team which will be most competitive.
So according to you, is my way on an unfinished mission in terms of, because he once mentioned that his last match would be in Chennai. So
see, as far as Mahiba is concerned, he keeps everything to himself and comes out at the last minute only. But I have a feeling that knowing his passion for CSK, and also knowing the following he has, the CSK fans have, and he also mentioned in one of the interviews that he'll play his last game in Chennai. So we're hoping that he'll continue as far as CSK is concerned. As long as MS wants to play, the doors are open. And knowing him, his commitment and his dedication, I'm sure that he will always take the right decision.
Because the way he has been batting last year, the way he was hitting, we have seen him hit Antic Nokia.
Yes.
So do you think Do you think we are seeing him play without any restrictions? Is he that my boy who we have seen in 2008, 9, 10, when
Yes.
he just walked out and hit
Yeah.
every bowler?
I think he is just, as he rightly said, he has just come into that sort of a mindset now. And the only thing he wanted was, to be very frank with you, I'll have to tell you what he's told me when we met him. He said, we are not going to get a replacement to Raidu easily. So in that, what he said was he could have floated in any number. And that would have given the opportunity for me or Jaddu to play freely. So that way, a little bit concerned about, that is why he was very particular about the middle order being stable. So he's still very confident that if we are able to do well in the middle order and the opening pair does well, he will be his own, like what he did in 2008, 9, 10.
It's a question about me. What strategy did you have in mind while choosing me for CSK?
See, in 2018, what happened was, like in that auction, big auction, see, we had a choice of players to be chosen in the middle order, where we said we had Ambati Radu, Dinesh Karthik, Kedar Jadhav, all coming in probably a number where we could pick any one of them. So what strategy we had was, like Flem and MS felt that if we are able to get Raidu and Dinesh, it will be very useful for the team. And MS was very, very, very clear at that point of time that he had seen you right from your younger days. You had played together. He said he'll be a right mix in our CSK. So we were lucky also in the sense that we were able to get you at a very fair price in that auction. But we missed out on Dinesh. But he always had the confidence that you will be a player who will be very, very useful for CSK.
Nice. I remember, sir, you called me up,
No,
I think a month or two before
Yes.
the auction.
Yes.
I was injured.
correct.
You asked me if I would be fit.
Yeah.
And
He was very clear. As I told you, he had earmarked certain players who will always be in his mind if we are able to get them at the right price.
because I did not play any cricket for about 18 months because of my
Correct.
injury. So nobody had confidence that I would be fit for the
Yeah.
IPL. So that way I was actually very, very happy that CSK showed so much faith. Sir, can we expect women's CSK team in the future maybe?
Maybe in the next, when BCCI decides to expand the women's team, maybe we can look at it. Last time we could not, at that point of time, go in for the women's IPL because we had already committed to South Africa. So we thought we'll wait.
Sir, what is that one mantra that you think makes CSK the number one franchisee, both in terms of managing players on and off the field, and also in terms of success on the ground? What do you think that?
See, I won't say that we are the number one franchise. We are one of the most sought after franchises in IPL. And another thing, what I would like to say here is, we have always, as CSK, we've always followed a process, simplicity and humility, which were always with the team, and our team selection of players were also players who will gel into the culture of CSK, which has helped it to be one of the most consistent teams. That is the mantra we have.
Because I remember, sir, in 2020 during the COVID year when we did not do well in
Yeah.
Dubai, still, it felt like nothing has happened. The team remained the same. As my boy always says, you should not be up and down. You should
Yes.
always be at a level.
See, basically, that is because of the fact that the owner, Mr. M. Srinivasan, has always been a great supporter of cricket, a great sportsperson, as a great sportsman who knew winning and losing is part of the game. And he may show his emotions when we lose or something to me or to our colleagues in the office, but he never used to have any harsh word or tell them that they have not done well, they have not played up to the mark to any of the players. It's a great franchise to be with and a great owner to be working under.
Sir, with 5 decades of your experience, being with the sport, both as a player as well as an administrator, so how would you describe, that auction where you got my boy and also his journey till now with CSK and with Indian cricket? So, what is your vision of my boy in terms of your memories of my boy?
See, when IPL was floated in 2008, initially all our, Mr. Srinivasan, the other senior management team in India Cements were not great followers of T20. They were great followers of Test cricket. And at one point of time, there was even an argument whether we should go in for a T20 team. But Mr. Srinivasan felt that if Chennai doesn't get a team, the public of Chennai, the cricket-loving public of Chennai will lose the opportunity. And that is one of the reasons why he said he will bid for the team. After deciding that he will bid for the team, the position was like, every other team wanted an icon player. Mumbai had Sachin, Bangalore had Rahul, VVS for Hyderabad, Yuvraj for Punjab, Saurav, all big heads were there. So Chennai didn't have any icon player. So when we discussed, V.V. Chandrasekhar was our one of the main selectors for the CSK team at that point of time. So he was also one of the selectors earlier. So having seen MS earlier, he felt that he will be a better bet than any of the other players. And Mr. Srinivasan was also of the opinion that we should go after MS Dhoni. And that is one of the reasons why we decided that we will go for MS. And after taking MS and working with him, we knew that we had taken the right decision to get MS on board. And I don't think anybody in CSK or anybody else in the other franchises would ever doubt about his capabilities. And I'm very, very happy that at that point of time, he took the right decision.
So, as my boy's leadership style built the CSK culture in terms of both on and off the field, and also his aura around all the young players. So, how do you describe it, sir?
See, that has been one of the most important factors for the consistency shown by CSK. So even now, if you look at, even when we have a bad game or when we have a bad season like what I had in 2020 or in 2024, none of the youngsters or the players in CSK felt any, they felt bad for not making it to the knockouts, but at the same time, they were all very keen that they should do well in the next season. That way, I think the influence of MS inculcating the culture of the team throughout from 2008 has played a very important role in maintaining our consistency and also being very simple in our efforts. He only means process to be followed, and you know that how he does that.
Yes, because even I've played in many teams, but I think eventually, the greatest gift that you and my wife can give all the cricketers throughout generations would be if you can write a book, The CSK Way.
And we had a wonderful coach. Flem made a big difference also.
And also, yes. Sir.
Yeah.
And also
Fleming was
Fleming.
one who really helped in gelling the team along with MS. They had a very good combination.
Yeah. Because I think this is one of the best ways to manage a team, manage players, and also play the sport.
Right.
Because on the ground, my boy never allowed anybody to say a
Yeah.
bad word to, you
Anybody.
know, in any situation. It was
Yeah.
never allowed. So I think many people have learned the game coming to CSK, and then they have spread
Yeah.
the way of playing the sport.
Yes.
So I think this culture, if it goes on to other generation, next generation, I think it will be a great service to them.
Actually, if you look at the kind of support staff we have probably, according to me, one of the best support staff. We have Flem, we have Mike Hassey,
Yes.
and then we have Eric Simons, then Rajiv, then Tommy and Greg King. Probably one of the best
Yes.
physios and trainers you could ever imagine. And they've been with the team right from 2008. So we have, as I said, we have maintained a consistency in not only having the players but also the support staff, which has helped the culture of CSK.
So with this, I wish you all the very best, sir, and I hope CSK wins the 6th title this year.
We will try our best. As you know,
Yeah.
we will always try to follow a process. And Rutraj is, as you know, is captain who comes in the same mold of MS. He's also very calm, collected, and I think we should have a very good future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.